Hey, beautiful Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Welcome to your Timeless Tarot and Oracle reading for messages from Spirit, how to help you find your highest and most blessed timeline. We're going to use the Star Tarot to get your messages, and we'll get clarifiers from some other decks. They'll all be listed in the description below. God, Spirit, Universe, please bring truth, clarity, and wisdom to this reading for the Virgo family and help Virgo find their highest, most blessed timeline. Thank you, Spirit. So Spirit, show us Virgo's soul path to their highest timeline now. What is Virgo's path? All right, Virgo, you have Ace of Swords, Nine of Wands, the Fool, Four of Cups, and Queen of Cups. All right. And at the bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. So there's some emotional energy here, some really good high vibe energy, but navigating to your highest timeline looks like this. So there's an inspiration, an idea, a download, Ace of Swords. An idea has come in and it's giving you the impetus to move forward. Nine of Wands, the courage, the clarity, the dedication, the devotion to stay on a path. So Nine of Wands happens after you've been on this path of work for a while. You know, you're on a mission. And for some of you, a long while, because with the nines, you've picked up these wands as you've gone, and you've gotten stronger and more wise as you go. And things challenge you, things distract you, things beat and bruise you with the Nine of Wands. This is like the wounded warrior energy, you know? And it reminds me of those like Buddhist monks that can fight. You know, they're very, very peaceful souls. But when somebody nefarious comes into their space and threatens their space, all of the sudden this warrior comes out of them, and they can take on 10 people at once, right? That's the energy of the Nine of Wands. So this is like maturity, strong inner work brought you to this place. Yeah. So with the Ace of Swords leading to the Nine of Wands, and also I want to show you, he's also very aligned. His crown chakra, his heart chakra, his root chakra, deeply aligned, right? And this is soul alignment with your purpose. Finding your purpose or answering the call to your higher calling, you know, and stepping up into a space where you know it's going to be more work. You know you're going to be challenged in some way. And now you are ready to heed the call. You know, I really get the feeling of heeding the call. And you have the Fool. So starting something new, taking you to a new path, a new direction, realigning your priorities. You have two beginning cards here, you know, so there's fresh energy, even though you have the wisdom and the strength that comes with the maturity of the Nine of Wands. You have a fresh new path with the Fool. So for a lot of you, it's starting the new thing. It's going in the new direction. But for all of you, it's being faithful, trusting the path. You know, the Fool jumps off the cliff knowing that a bridge will appear beneath him. And he can't fly, or she can't fly, until she takes that step of faith or that leap of faith, you know? So for all of us Virgos, it's going to be about taking a leap of faith. And, you know, you can't generally take a leap of faith unless you're giving something up that you value as well. So we'll see what comes out. But, you know, a lot of times this speaks to sacrifice in some way, or a metaphorical sacrifice. You know, it's giving up a job in order to grow a business, or, you know, leaving a relationship that felt stable and like a sure thing in order to go in your soul's true direction at the risk of ending up alone or something like that, you know. It's required. Then you have the Four of Cups. This is like reevaluating your values. It's thinking again about what you truly care about, you know. With the Four of Cups, you've been creating these cups, these three cups, one after another, and they haven't satisfied your soul. And you realize, wow, I've been on the wrong path all along. Not so, though, not so. What it's done is made you stronger, and it brought you to the cliff where you can take your leap of faith. You know what I mean? So, and it also brought you to your grail, which is that giant cup behind you. You know, that's the Ace of Cups, really. The Ace of Cups appears in the Four of Cups, which is new love, new calling, new soul-aligned mission. It's the grail of your life, you know, or the grail of your life at this time. So you're looking at, you're facing one direction in your life where you've found yourself, where you've ended on this path, and you're like, this doesn't satisfy me. I've achieved this much. I've attained this much, and it doesn't satisfy me. And then you realize you need to turn around. You need to look at your grail in this direction and be like, I know now, because I went this far, that this is the direction that I need to head in. You know, it's a real shift of values. And it's also with the Four of Cups, it's grounding your emotions, and that is just another energy of maturity, like emotional maturity, you know? It's getting control of your emotions too. And there's meditation involved. You know, her chakras are aligned here and his chakras are aligned here. There's alignment with yourself. When you align with your true and authentic self, you will definitely be on the road to your highest and most blessed timeline, going after your heart's true desire. Queen of Cups, and then Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Knight of Cups is holding the grail. That's the knight on the quest for the Holy Grail. You know, so going after what you truly love, which tells me in some ways you haven't gone after what you truly love up until this point. You know, maybe for some of us, we've gone after, or we've gone in the direction that was expected of us, or we were told these are your options and this is the one that we preferred of the options, right? Whatever it is. With the Queen of Cups, you're following your emotional guidance system. And the Queen of Cups brings you true love, true healing, true intuition. For a lot of us, it's tapping into our clairs and our psychic abilities as well. The Queen of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck is holding a cup like it's a trophy in front of her face, so close that she can't see anything else. Right? Her emotions are more important to her than anything else. So that she understands if something doesn't feel good to her, she can identify that immediately. Oh, that's not in alignment. I'm not looking. I'm not listening. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about this thing. And it is staying tuned in only to the frequency that you resonate with on the most authentic level, you know. And I mean, of course, right? And it's also stillness, and we get this from these guys too. Stillness and listening to yourself, taking the time to listen to yourself, taking the time to listen to your higher self, God, Spirit, Universe, meditation, prayer, counting your blessings, whatever it is that you do to ground yourself and align your energy. Doing that on a regular basis will help to make this cup. And look at this. The cup behind her is enormous, and the cup behind her is enormous, right? So it's what's behind. It's like you're not facing it. You're going to turn around and you're going to see and look, facing it, right? And going after it. And let's get some clarifiers for beautiful Virgo. Let's clarify these cards for Virgo. All right. Clarify, please, Spirit. Ace of Swords. Thank you. For Virgo's highest timeline. King of Swords. Clarify, Nine of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. High Priestess clarifies the Fool. Knight of Wands clarifies Four of Cups. And the Magician clarifies beautiful Queen of Cups. And look at the bottom of the deck, Four of Cups again. So it's And just look at the Ace of Cups that's been handed to you. This is the message here, right? King of Swords with the Ace of Swords. Your path begins from here. Your path begins with being given a mission, being given your marching orders, and accepting it. You know, this is your mission if you choose to accept it. The King of Swords gets downloads, and he receives his messages from spirit, you know, and that's what the Ace of Swords does, right? His mind is open. And I want to show this to you. Let's see. He's got this butterfly above his head. You are changed, right? If it wasn't for where you are now, you wouldn't be able to receive this information. Like, you're a receiver now, you know. And the Nine of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles, this level of maturity that you've reached, that's enabled you to become this warrior monk, you know, is clarified with the Queen of Pentacles. She is the creatrix of her world. You've created your world. You know, with the Nine of Wands, you've done a lot of work, a lot of manifesting. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into it, and you've created something special. And that has a lot to do with your highest timeline. You know, whatever we're talking about with the Queen of Pentacles that you've given birth to and nurtured into life, you know, into fullness. For a lot of you, this can run itself now. This can take care of itself now. Not completely, but you can like be hands off a little bit more, you know, for some of you, which will free you up to move forward on your path, right? But whatever you've worked for to create in this beautiful world, and that's made the world a more beautiful place, is empowering you on your path too. You know, it's supporting you on your path. And then the Fool, clarified by the High Priestess, the High Priestess, just like that King of Swords, you know, just like the Queen of Cups too, she is tapped in, tuned in, turned on. She's connected to everything and everyone too, right? So she just has to turn her receiver and get her guidance. You know, there is a need. You can see how aligned you are. Like I said, with the Four of Cups, there's such strong chakra alignment and soul alignment. With the High Priestess, that alignment allows you to receive clarity, wisdom, and understanding from spirit, you know. And there's really a strong energy of open crown chakra, you know, receiving through the crown chakra, you know. And again, I feel it's because you have changed. Something about you has changed. You've worked on yourself. You've changed yourself on this path. And the High Priestess, you know, she understands what's hidden, what's occulted, you know. And for a lot of you, you are sharing that occulted information, that hidden information with the world. That's part of your path. You know, it's making the words that are hard to understand easier for people, or it's making those marching orders that you receive clear for other people as well. You know, for a lot of you, it is sharing that information. And the King of Swords too, because the King of Swords is a prolific content creator. The King of Swords writes and shares his wisdom. So I just get that for some of you. Now the Knight of Wands is clarifying the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is like turn around, see the Grail, you know, finding, oh, this path didn't lead me to where I thought it was, you know, oh, it led me as far as I can go, or, oh, I'm here now and I'm not feeling what I had hoped to feel, you know. And with the Knight of Wands, it's real passionate energy, you know. It's finding your passion again. It's finding your flow again, you know. It's finding what energizes you. With the Knight of Wands, you're fully engaged in the process, you know. So you make an adjustment. The Knight of Wands is a clue. Where is that Grail behind you? What is that Grail behind you? right? What really lights you on fire, you know? And if you don't know what that is, now you will, because just remember this, remember when something lights your fire, that's the direction to go in. So mark my words. Queen of Wands clarified the Magician. The Magician is creating his world. He's manifesting. He's as above, so below. He's got these ideas of this garden he wants to create here, and he's pointing his finger down and manifesting them in the world beneath him. You are a powerful creator, and that's always the message of the Magician. We all are powerful creators, right? How do you create powerfully? With the Queen of Cups, with being aligned with your true calling, being aligned with the direction that Spirit wants you to be in. Until then, your garden won't grow, or the garden you grow will not be the garden that you want to grow, So only follow that Grail energy for now. Spirit really wants you to hear that, and again, you have the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck, so know that Spirit is handing you that Grail, know that it is coming. And it's really higher. It's truly a higher timeline than even what you've created so far. I see that a lot of you have created something really special in this life. And this isn't Spirit saying, oh, you have to give that up, or, oh, that wasn't the wrong direction. This is Spirit saying, yeah, you've created that as a step, as a bridge to your next mission, And then we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening, That's a higher timeline, creating heaven on earth. So that's what you want to align with. That's your highest and most blessed timeline also. And what is heaven on earth to you? Tune into that. Give that some thought. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And that's the Fool. That's the Fool, my friend. Trust your path. Take that leap of faith. Jump off the cliff. Trust that you can fly. Spirit wants you to have faith. Spirit has given you faith. Like, you are a very, very, very faithful soul, beautiful Virgo. And you know this because you've exercised faith in your life, and you may be going through a crisis of faith, or a process where you're wondering, what do I have faith in anymore? Some disillusionment, or where did my faith go, or why doesn't it look like it used to, that kind of thing. And that's because of the level of maturity that you've reached. It's not so easy this time. It's not just handed to you this time in some ways, right? This time you have to dig deeper. This is how we grow spiritually. And align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change, ? Align your life. Something needs to change. You've got to make a change in order for you to reach your highest and most blessed timeline. As a Virgo sun, I really need to think about this myself. Like, what is it that needs realignment? Like, that's quite a challenge for some of us, We can do it though. And then you have insight, magical tools, writing, and star crafting. And this is like Master Merlin and Hermit energy as well, if that means anything for you. This is your inner magician. This is your ability to connect to the universe, God's spirit universe, and bring the magic of universe down to the people, I feel. And one more for beautiful Virgo. Thank you, Spirit. Just one more message for Virgo. Thank you. The Angel Gate, cleansing, protection, blessing. And I do feel like as we move into our higher timeline, as we go through a portal, yes, it's a huge blessing, right? But there is a cleansing that needs to happen. There is a letting go, and it's just going to fall away. And we are being blessed but we also are being protected, like on this path. It's almost like we don't have a choice. We're going in this direction. We're doing this thing, you know. Spirit is just giving us clues as we go. So thank you, beautiful Virgo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And I'll see you next time. Peace.